Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to more Cateau. So, the last time we were together, we actually named all three of our little kitty cats. So we have Bonaparte, Toulouse, and Nicodemus. And after naming all of them, well, we got back home and found out there was a surprise waiting for us. So let's find out what that surprise is. Returning home in the morning, I'm met with a surprise. I looked through my pockets for my keys, only to find none. I must have dropped them somewhere. Well, that's not a very good surprise at all. With resignation, I knocked steadily on the door. A short while later, Rosalie opens it, with a surprised look on her face. Oh, what's going on? Hang on if things get a little noisy. She looks tired. I'm not sure if I woke her up or not, however. Dropped my keys. Oh. I have to go looking for them after I've had some time to sleep. Are you going anywhere? No, not really. With that, we separate into our respective rooms. Alright, well, our only choice is to sleep, so let's sleep. Alright, sometime later. I go to the bakery during the afternoon, this time around, as the bakery won't be open in the weekend due to the move. So this will be the last time I go to this alley. During the walk, I'm sure to keep my eyes peeled in case I drop my keys here. I'm fairly sure I didn't. I enter the bakery, and I'm almost feeling a little nostalgic as I look around. It won't change my routines that much to go to the new place, but I'm a little bit worried about Bonaparte. I ask the owner about it when she hands me my bread. Will you bring the cat along with you to your new place? The owner gently shakes her head. There's no good place for it to stay at the new bakery, and we can't let it inside. Isn't there anyone that can take it home then? We've tried that, but I got really angry and anxious when we tried to carry it away. It really likes it with us, but when push comes to shove, we have no choice but to force it to. I'm sure it will work out, somehow. You see the pair of keys, by the way? I dropped them somewhere. I haven't, but I'm sure to be on the lookout. The owner smiles reassuringly and continues on with work. I leave the bakery feeling ill at ease. Aw, Bonaparte doesn't look all that happy either. Oh, much better. I walk up to Bonaparte, and I've noticed that it looks a bit uneasy, but cheers up when it sees me. The cat must know that something's going on. I should at least try to comfort it before I go. Let's see. You know what? Let's try playing with him. I don't know. That face looked kind of neutral. Let's turn that frown upside down. Well, not literally. That might be overly appreciated. Might not be overly appreciated. I place my fingers at the edge of the cat's bed. I tap the blanket and move them around, catching the cat's eye. I find my opportunity and strike. I poke one of Bonaparte's front paws and it retracts immediately, still looking at my fingers. Then energy begins to return, and Bonaparte reaches out, placing a paw on my finger. It just holds it there. When I try to withdraw, I notice that it's stuck to me with a claw. Ouch. I unhook it and place some more with the very lazy, engaged cat. Very lazily engaged cat. At the price of my fingers, Bonaparte looks more relaxed. An errant idea leaps around in my mind. What if I brought Bonaparte back home? Tad bold, perhaps, but Bonaparte can't stay here. It might just be me being silly, but I can't help but think that Bonaparte likes me too. I'm hardly a cat expert, but no longer a complete novice, and Ro would always help me. She's owned quite a few cats over the years after all. Bonaparte let go of my finger. Looked up at me with sad eyes. Yep, that settles it. I have to try. Let's see. Did he like the treats? I think he did. Let's give him treats. Oh, that was not a good face either. I take a few of the fish-shaped candies in my hand and offer them to Bonaparte. I watch as the joyous smile on its face twists into an annoyed frown. An esteemed gourmet such as itself could never accept such crass form of nutrients. I bring the treats closer, but Bonaparte looks away and its tail wags impatiently. I give up on the idea and put the treats back into its package. Ah, dang it. I'm having some trouble with my mouse, so we missed whatever that dialogue was. If I can manage to get Bonaparte home with me, I'll be sure to treat it to something delicious. But let's first see if let's see if it'll actually come along at all. Let's carry it home in its bed, that way he can be lazy. Oh, he didn't like that one. This bed might be what marks this alley as its home. It might feel more secure with the move if I bring something like that with us. I remove the roof and try to pick it up. It's a bit unwieldy, but I shuffle it around to get a better grip. Before I can get one, Bonaparte jumps overboard, not feeling safe in the shaking ship. The cat sits down next to the bakery door, and with a faint smile I place the bed back and fix the roof. Looks like it wants to stay here after all. Bonaparte doesn't want to leave, and like the owner, I don't want to force it. The best thing would be for Bonaparte to stay with the baker somehow, and I think I have an idea growing. I snuggle the cat's cheek and head back into the bakery. The owner looks up at me with a raised eyebrow. If they can't stay behind the store, couldn't it stay in front of it? Maybe it could attract customers. I fiddle with my fingers, unsure what she'll think of my idea. That might just work! The cat has always loved people, so if we can make it a proper home by the door, then we wouldn't have to force it anywhere. I call him Bonaparte, by the way. I've never heard you call it by any name, so I took the liberty of naming it. The owner starts to chuckle. I never got to that. Bonaparte, you say. It fits strangely well. I bid my goodbye and head out again. I can't spot my keys anywhere, but I can't help feeling cheerful for having found a solution for Bonaparte. I must have dropped my keys somewhere along the canal, so I'll go there next. Alright, that means we're going to get to spend some time with Nicodemus. As I get to the towpath, it's already becoming dark. I'm placing my hopes on that the setting sun will hit the keys just right and make them shine up. I keep my eyes peeled on the ground, making my way back to my workplace along the canal. A hunch makes me look back, and surely I spot Nicodemus following me with silent steps. I wonder for how long it has been doing that. Or why. Possibly to keep an eye on anyone in its turf. The cat keeps stalking me a slight distance, and I ignore it as best I can. My keys are top priority right now. I walk the entire towpath without spotting them. I guess I'll walk back, check some of the busier areas more carefully. I spot that Nicodemus has stopped following me and is playing with something next to the edge of the canal. Oh boy. Good that it's keeping itself entertained. Yeah, let's check out what the cat is doing. I think he liked that. I'm a bit curious to what interest I'm a bit curious to what would interest Nicodemus. If my keys can wait this long, they can wait a little longer. The cat is sitting right next to the water and is poking at something casually, almost like it doesn't want to admit that it's playing. When I get closer, I get a better look at the object. Wait! Those are my keys Nicodemus is playing with. I can't believe the cat managed to find them. I don't have the time to take a sigh of relief before the cat pokes the keys so they inch closer to their watery doom. I must do something quick to prevent a catastrophe from happening. Okay, walk up and grab them? Maybe. Run to grab the keys quickly? Probably not. Near slowly and try to keep its attention. You know what? I want to see what happens if we near slowly and try to keep its attention. Oh, he didn't. I don't think he liked that one. I reach out my hand in front of me, trying to mentally keep the cat still. I hunch slightly and walk closer, carefully not to agitate the cat. It looks at me momentarily before losing interest and looks down at the keys again. Now they're Nicodemus. Let's not be hasty. I watch as a paw close in on the bundle. Nicodemus! I leap forward, but it's too late. I watch the keys tumble over the edge and hear the splash echo in my head. He did it on purpose. You know what? You know what? Yes, dive for the keys. Oh, he didn't like that. Without a moment's hesitation, I throw my bag of valuables to the side and run for the water. I pass Nicodemus and jump feet first into the canal. The cold water hits me and I swim up to the surface to orientate me. The water is completely black. How can I possibly find my keys in this? Oh, dang it, this mouse is just no good. I take a look at what it can be, and it's my keys. I keep myself afloat, dumbfounded for a moment before I grab them. Oh, right. I have a cork as my keychain. I must call my mom and thank her for this gift when I get home. I pull myself up the edge, and is met with the scornful face of the cat. It would appear some water splashed on it when I jumped in. Oops. Oh well. It's a comeuppance for pushing my keys in to begin with. I apologize and squeeze some water out of the hem of my shirt. We haven't gone to work yet, have we? We're gonna go there soaked. If Nicodemus is slightly damp, I'm literally drenched here. No, let's not play with the cat using the keys. Let's wait with the cat till our things dry. Yeah, he liked that. I can't really go home like this, and the summer evening is warm. I remove my shoes and empty them in the canal before putting them to dry next to me. I squeeze the water out the best I can from my clothes, and then I wait. Nicodemus joins me by licking itself dry. Maybe it isn't mad at me, since it sticks around. I guess I might forgive it too then. It takes time, but eventually my things are dry enough that I feel comfortable getting home. Thank you for the company. I've said my goodbyes, so I'll start to head home. As soon as I get home, I walk into Rosalie's room. Found my keys. I had dropped them by the canal. That's good. We'll have to visit the bakery when they have opened again. Bonaparte will receive a house at the front. Yeah, it could be nice for me to meet it someday. Bonaparte would love you. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Thanks. I always take a long walk on Sundays, and the weather is supposed to be real good, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Alright, off to sleep. As I go out for my Sunday stroll, I keep my eyes peeled for a certain kitten. I'll most likely find it in its usual spot, but I don't trust it not to have moved. I see the tree in the distance, and it grows closer as I walk. There's no kitten to be seen. I reach the corner and circle around the tree, but I can't see Toulouse. Maybe it actually got home. If that were to be the case, it would be great. A meow crushes my hopes, and I look around, still not spotting it. The next meow I can tell comes from above, and I look up. Oh, is it in the tree? Yep. Toulouse looks down at me from high up a branch in the tree. What's it doing up there? It doesn't look very safe. I haven't climbed a tree in ages, but I did it some back in the day. Except for the first part, it looks like a pretty easy climb. Alright. You know what? First, let's find something to climb on. That cat's not going anywhere. Alright, that seemed like a kind of neutral response. I look around, finding a wheeled garage bin around the corner. I'll put it back when I'm done with it, but for now, I pull it up next to the tree. Careful not to scare the kitten any further, I climb up on the bin. From there, it's not too great a task to find footing at the lowest branch. I look up, and the kitten stares back at me, meowing meekly and visibly scared. Someone must have startled it up here, and it doesn't know how to get back down. It looks at me, and I'm fairly sure it recognizes me. Okay, let's climb with caution. Yeah, that made him happy. Toulouse is scared of the situation, but I see no sign of me being the source of any of its fright. Hello there, Toulouse. I talk to it as slowly as I make my way up, keeping a close eye on the kitten so that I can stop if it finds my advance unsettling. Luckily, I can find plenty of foot and handholds. Toulouse is out on pretty thin branches, but fortunately it stays put. Maybe it knows that I'm here to help it. See, he's getting a little less nervous. I continue to talk to it as I advance, and I hear Toulouse meow weakly. Whenever it's safe to look away from where I'm stepping, I check the kitten, and it waits in what appears to be anticipation. It remains stationary, which is good. However, it's just a little too far away, out on the thinner branches. Maybe I could lean out far enough to grab it, but if it would come closer on its own, that would be good too. Alright, let's not reach for it, that might spook it. Did it like the food? I think it did. Yes. If Toulouse has been up here for a while, it might be hungry. I reach out with a treat, and I immediately see how the kitten's nose twitches as it's sniffing the air. You know you want it. Come take it. After a moment's hesitation, it eases closer, carefully making its way back along the thin branch. I lay my hand flat, and the kitten grabs the treat and devours it in seconds. It really is hungry. I feed it more treats, and making it come a little closer each time, then grabbing the kitten with both hands to pull it to my lap. Aw, don't be scared. The kitten meows loudly and writhes in my grip, but I manage to secure it against my chest. I try to offer it the rest of the treats to calm it down, but to no avail. Toulouse has no interest in them. I need to have both hands free to climb down, so I reach for my bag to stow the kitten in there. It's difficult to get it into the bag, as it shoots out all of its legs and claws, fighting to stay out of the bag. I finally manage to tuck it inside, and putting the bag over my back again before making my way down. Toulouse doesn't make too much of a fuss, but letting the kitten out is on the top of my list. With the most care in the world, I place the bag on the ground and open it up. Before I can react, Toulouse sprints away and disappears into the distance. I try to chase after it, but I give up after a few steps, realizing that it's futile. However, I can just let it go this time. I haven't been able to reach any owner or see any sights of this kitten having a home to return to. People must have given it food, but that doesn't change that it shouldn't be living on the street. I grab my phone and look up animal shelters in the immediate area. I found one that seems nice, a no-kill shelter with good reviews, and I make a call. I reach one of their employees who's willing to try and catch the kitten the same day. I sit down on a bench to wait. We decide to place the trap next to the tree since it's likely Toulouse will come back when there's less people there. The tree seems to be what it calls home. We wait for hours at a distance before we see Toulouse return. Oh, happy little kitty. The scent of food makes it into the trap rather quickly, being safely caught. I make sure Toulouse is in good hands, and leave it to the shelter to take care of it. Goodbye, Toulouse. I hope you find a great home. I wave goodbye and watch it get carried away. I stay a little while before walking home. Alright, well, we figured out what to do with Bonaparte and Toulouse, but what about Nicodemus? I guess he's fine over there at the canal. Rosalie, I'm home. I call out as I enter, but I receive no answer. Well, she's here. I peek inside Rose's room, only to see her hunched over her desk reading. She looks concentrated, so I back away as to not interrupt. I'll tell her about Toulouse when she's finished. Some time later. It's been a few weeks since I first met the cats. I knock her and enter Rosalie's bedroom. Ro, how's school? Well, I've got a lot to catch up on, but I'm pretty sure I can do it before finals. That's wonderful. You've been working very hard lately. I want you to know that I've noticed that, and I'm very proud of you. Clearly somewhat embarrassed by the unexpected praise, she just sort of stands there for a while before finally answering in a quick manner. Thanks. Fancy having a movie today? Once you feel like taking a break, that is. She assumes that ponderous look that she always used to have when she pretended that it might be possible, and my heart sinks. Yeah, we could do that. How about tonight? I'll be done for the day by then. Stunned with disbelief, I'm at a loss for words. It's been so long since we did anything, really. While the whole cat adventure might not have done much as I hoped, it must have done more than I first thought. Could things really be getting better now? I scarcely dare to believe such a thing. Recovering from the fundamental shock, I smoothly reply, absolutely. Do you know what you want to watch? Should I pick something? I've got one in mind. She nods with a hint of a smile. Now I dare to believe. Well, probably not tomorrow, and probably not even the day after that, or one particularly soon. I'm now sure that she'll get back on her feet. I need to keep doing what I can to help her along, but one day she might not need it. Alright, so I guess that was Cateau. I don't know, I think I had fun playing that. Or I guess reading through that. I don't want to say I've played a lot of games like this, but I have played a few. And I kind of like going through them and seeing all the different choices that the story can possibly take. And I think we did not too bad. But maybe we could see what other endings we get. I might play it a little bit more off-screen on my own. For a free game that took us, what, I think, maybe around 90 minutes to get through? Not too bad. I'm a little disappointed with this episode, because my mouse was not cooperating with me. But what can you do? Oh, kitty. thanks for playing. And yeah, for a free game about cats, oh, there's Bonaparte down there. Not too bad, all things considered. Now, I of course got this game over Steam, so if you want to try it out for yourselves, you can of course go there. I don't know what, if any, other platforms it's on, so if you want to take a look and see if maybe it's available on one of your other favorite services, give it a look-see. One thing I do know is if we click this button here, we get to see the pictures we've taken. Now, there are 9 pictures in total, and we've only got 3. And I'm assuming this top row will relate to Nicodemus, and this middle row will be Bonaparte, while the bottom row will be Toulouse. Now, I don't think we did as good a job picking options for Bonaparte, so that's why I think we got the middle picture. But I think we made good choices for Nicodemus and Toulouse, which is why we got the picture to the furthest right. So we've probably got about 6 other pictures we could get, taking different options. So you guys let me know if you want to see us, play through it and try different options, or if you just would like a bonus episode where I show off the different pictures. Alright, well that's going to do it. Thank you so much for joining me for this, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next game. Take care.